A young woman mysteriously approached the fish tank, grabbed a fish, and swallowed it whole. An unprecedented sense of satisfaction filled her entire body. When she came to her senses, she rushed to the bathroom and began vomiting. Even more bizarre, while taking a bath that night, she suddenly discovered that her toes had grown together. Anna hurried back to her room and locked the door. Upon closer inspection, she confirmed that a thin membrane had grown between her toes. Just then, there was an urgent knocking on the door. Her mother demanded to know where the fish from the tank had gone. Faced with her mother's questioning, Anna had no choice but to lie, saying that the goldfish had accidentally been flushed down the toilet. In the middle of the night, parched with thirst, she went to the kitchen and poured sea salt directly into a glass, downing it in one gulp. At this point, Anna began to develop a liking for this salty taste. Faced with these sudden changes, Anna was terrified. The next day, Anna went to the hospital for an examination. After checking her, the doctor secretly started making phone calls to others. Not wanting to be treated as a monster, Anna hurriedly left the hospital. Back at home, a desperate Anna decided to use scissors to cut her toes apart. Looking at herself in the mirror, she began to cry in fear. When Anna took off her pants, she discovered that her legs had turned a bruised color. Unable to bear the shock, she passed out. Waking up the next day, Anna found that her legs had begun to shed like an animal's. She nervously collected the skin and then hurried off to school. Coincidentally, that day there was a biology class on dissecting sharks. Looking at the fish meat on the table, Anna held back her saliva and finally made it through the class. Seeing that the teacher and classmates had all left the classroom, Anna quickly picked up the fish meat on the table and started eating it ravenously. Suddenly, a classmate who had returned witnessed everything. Anna hurried over and warned her classmate to keep it a secret. Back at home, Anna began rummaging through drawers and cabinets. Her classmate discovered something resembling an adoption certificate. At this point, her mother anxiously entered the room, trying to drive them out. Anna painfully asked her parents who they really were. Pushed to the edge, her mother had no choice but to confess to Anna the truth about adopting her from a convent years ago. In shock, Anna went to a beach party that night and got herself dead drunk. As she felt lost about her identity, a cry for help suddenly came from the sea. It turned out that her best friend had accidentally fallen into the water. Anna ran toward the ocean and jumped in. Underwater, she was as agile as a fish, quickly finding her friend and bringing her safely ashore. After reaching land, Anna felt something strange in her body and hurried away from the crowd to the bathroom. Lifting her clothes, she was stunned to discover that her body had grown gills and her legs were covered in scales.